Everyone, welcome to another episode of our High Level Masterclass series. In each of these sessions, we take a deep dive into a specific topic with an expert from our high level community, providing you with advanced strategies and actionable tactics to help you grow and scale your business using high level. See, in these masterclasses, our mission is to offer you that practical knowledge that you can apply right away, no matter where you are in your journey, from folks that are doing it now, whether you're starting out or ready to take your agency to the next level. By the end of this session, you'll have clear strategies and tools designed to drive your business forward using your high level account at whatever level it's at. See, today I'm thrilled to have Jason Ledbetter with us. Jason, if you haven't had a chance to meet him yet personally at one of our events or within the affiliate community or just chatting in the high level community groups, I want to share a little bit about him and then let him share a little bit about what he's about and what he's got going on now. Jason's a partner in a seven-figure direct response marketing agency, and he has over a decade of experience in digital marketing and lead generation. He's helped generate over 50,000 appointments using high level. There's so much more to go in depth on this, but Jason, for those that don't know you yet, could you share maybe a fun fact or a little bit about your personality as a human being and why high level and digital marketing keeps you going every day?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, John. Yeah, I'm a lifetime student. I'm always learning. You can never learn enough. And I've pretty much used all the tools out there and platforms out there. And I found High Level a couple of years ago, really fell in love with the community, what we're doing here with High Level. And I started moving my clients to the platform. And as I'm going to show you in this presentation why it's the best platform to use to really scale any type of business.
Why are you sharing all these action items and just the actual stuff people pay a premium for? What's inspired you to do that?
Yeah, why am I giving away the goods? It's just you got to pass the knowledge down, right? 10 years ago, I was also learning all this stuff. And luckily I had mentors and coaches and I found good material to teach me the game, right? So now I'm passing down what I've learned to other people so they can also learn the game. It's been very fruitful for me and my family. And I know it can be fruitful for other people watching this. So what's the point of having all the information if you're not going to pass it down and teach other people? Just like all these authors behind me is passing their knowledge down, I'm doing the same.
Thank you for just highlighting that. And I think sometimes we forget the basics. If y'all are excited about what you're about to experience and really immerse yourself, whether it's with a pen and paper next to you, your tablet, whatever you use to absorb and best learn, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what your goal is once I share with you the full agenda of what we're going to go over, because at some point, Jason is going to look through these comments. We're going to do our best to be as engaging and grab your questions and infuse them into the presentation. But there's a lot to cover here in the next 55 minutes. Please just bear with us here and put on your student hat and let's rock and roll. Jason, are you cool if I break down our agenda here?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, so I'm going to get right to it here. We got a title of our masterclass is Secrets to Building Simple, High Converting Call Booking Funnels. And we've broken this down into three major pillars. Pillar one is understanding the audience and the market awareness. And Jason's going to go over a couple of components here that include the importance of audience segmentation of that, the 5 levels of market awareness, and then the strategies to target the right audience for the best ROI. The second pillar is crafting irresistible offers and a funnel structure. And he's going to break down in that pillar 3 important components here of how to build those offers that truly resonate, a step-by-step guide to creating an effective call booking funnel, the action step, and then keeping your funnel clear and straightforward to maximize conversions. And then the third final pillar is optimizing high conversions and show-up rates, right? Bringing the money to the cashier, bringing the money to the wallet. And he's going to discuss in that pillar how to craft ads that capture attention and convert cold traffic, the proven techniques to increase call show-up rates, and then key performance metrics and tracking methods so you can continuously optimize. I'm ready, man. Are you?
I'm ready. I'm
All
excited.
All right. So if you're in the audience right now and you're watching this live with us, let's dive in. Let's learn from Jason. Let's give Jason Ledbetter a warm, high energy welcome so that way he could kick us off here as he shares his proven approach to building powerful, high converting call booking funnels. Jason, I'm excited for this. I'm going to throw it over to you. I'm going to put my student cap on, and I might interrupt you from time to time just with a question or two.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's
Awesome.
do it, man.
Let's roll. All right, guys. So, welcome to the High Level Masterclass. As John said, my name is Jason Ledbetter, and in this training, you are going to learn the secrets to building simple, high converting call booking funnels. And these are lessons that I've learned for driving 50,000 appointments using simple, high level call booking funnels. And as John mentioned a little bit about me, I'm a partner in a 7-figure direct response marketing agency. I have over 10 years of experience in digital marketing and lead generation. So that officially makes me a dinosaur in this industry. And I've generated over 50,000 appointments and helped scale over 55 agencies, coaches, and consultants generating 8 figures in revenue. Now, what you're going to learn on this presentation is how to fill your calendar with ready-to-buy clients, how to craft irresistible offers that your market can't refuse, how to create ads that demand attention and convert even the coldest of traffic, how to maximize show-up rates so no one falls through the cracks using the show method, and how to master your call booking funnel economics to build predictable profitability. Who likes predictable profitability? I know I do, and I'm going to teach you how to do that today. So why call booking funnels? Call booking funnels are the fastest, easiest, and most predictable way to get high quality sales calls on your calendar. Unlike cold calling, cold emailing, or DMing, which are painful, time consuming, and do not position you as an authority. And unlike lead magnets, which often attract freebie seekers, or webinars, which take a long time to create, refine, and perfect, call booking funnels are quick and easy to set up, and they help you fill your calendar with qualified people who know they need help and are ready to see what you can do for them. You can go from ad to book call to closing the deal in cash in hand within 24 hours. Let's talk about your audience. Your audience falls into 5 different buckets of awareness. Each stage shows how familiar they are with their problem and the solutions that are available to them, including yours. So why is this important? So understanding each awareness stage lets you tailor your marketing to your audience's current needs and helps move them towards a purchase. So let's go over those 5 buckets of awareness. So bucket number 1 is unaware. They don't know they have a problem yet. Bucket 2 is problem aware. They recognize the problem, but they don't know that there's a solution. Bucket 3 is solution aware. They know solutions exist in the marketplace, but they haven't chosen one yet. Bucket 4 is product aware. They know about your product, but they need more information to make a decision. Bucket 5 is most aware. They're ready to buy. They just need the right offer. So let's go over an example of the 5 different buckets of awareness for small businesses that need lead generation. So this is the 5 buckets of awareness for the small business lead generation industry. Bucket 1, completely unaware. 35 to 45% of people are in this bucket, and they're the most expensive market to. So the audience is small business owners unaware they need lead generation. And why it's the most expensive is because it requires significant education, content like blogs, webinars, and awareness ads, because they don't know that they even have a problem. So first you have to show them that they even have a problem, and that's expensive. The conversion potential here is very low. It needs a lot of nurturing to move them through each stage. And you would have to focus on education, which is very challenging and expensive. The second bucket here is problem aware, and there's about 20 to 30% of people in this bucket, and it's still expensive. They recognize they have a problem, but they don't know about the solutions. This also requires education to explain how lead generation solves their problem. It's still expensive to market to, and you have to focus on solution-based content. So now we're at bucket 3, solution aware, which is 15 to 20%. It's not as expensive. And the audience here is actively comparing lead generation solutions. So these are small businesses in the marketplace, and they're actively comparing different opportunities and offers. Competitors do drive up the cost here. However, the leads are closer to making a decision. So the conversion potential is very high because this is where buyers are starting to appear. The marketing focus here should be showcasing your USP, showing case studies, social proof, and creating a better or a new offer, which we're going to dive into that in the future slides. Bucket 4, product aware, 5 to 10% of people here, and this is a less expensive audience to market to. They're familiar with your agency or offer, but they need more information. Why is this less expensive? Because retargeting ads and follow-up is cheaper than awareness ads and educational ads. The conversion potential here is very high. They just need a final push. And the marketing focus here is targeted offers, testimonials, urgency. They just need the right offer presented to them to take action. The last market here is market 5, the most aware. It's the smallest segment of the market, but it's also the least expensive. The audience here is repeat buyers or highly engaged prospects. It's less expensive because it requires minimal marketing effort. The conversion potential here is extremely high. And the marketing focus here is direct call to actions and urgency-based offers. So if we look at all of the summary of that breakdown from the stages from completely aware to most aware, you can see the different expense levels and where the buyers are at. And where should we focus our effort on the call booking funnel? We're going to want to focus on that solution aware and product aware. So like towards the end, like people that are small businesses, they know that there's products out there and they're comparing offers. They may even know about your offer. They just need the right offer.
So
So
if I
now
could,
I'm going to show you. Yeah.
Jason, if I could just ask a question here that has come up in the comments. If I am a agency or on a SaaS sales motion, I could use this to attract my avatar, whether it's chiropractors, personal trainers, accountants, whatever the case may be. This booking funnel would apply to them, correct?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay,
Anyone that you need to sell over the phone.
perfect. And the goal here would be to have them in the later stage of the market awareness bucket list,
Yeah,
correct? So
100%. If we look at completely unaware, like we don't want to teach people what a CRM is. Like that's so early on, and you're going to have to teach what a CRM is. You're going to have to educate that market. They don't even know they need a CRM. It's just completely unaware market. It's going to be the most expensive market too.
so
However,
if
if we come here to the solution aware, they know what a CRM is. They know they need a CRM, and they're actively comparing different CRM solutions on the market. So this is going to be where the buyers start to appear. And this is where you're going to want to focus on what makes you different in case studies and social proof and showing a better or a new offer compared to the other CRM offers on the marketplace.
absolutely. And this is I really like how you broke this down initially here. You basically gave us like the 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 most important stuff right off the bat to build foundation on this. For someone that has tried to use advertising before to get new leads in without cold calling or cold emailing or cold door knocking, what makes the call funnel booking much more attractive and more exciting than a lead form booking or another form of just driving traffic to a website and collecting information?
Yeah, that's going to be that speed that we were talking about earlier, right? You can do other forms like webinars. Webinar, you got to create the whole presentation. You got to run traffic to it. You got to run the webinar several times to see if it's even going to convert. You're talking about weeks and weeks of effort there, where the call booking funnel, you can quickly launch this call booking funnel within 48 hours. By the way, I'm going to show you here, already start running traffic and literally start making sales within 24 hours. So it's going to be the speed to implementation versus other methods like a webinar funnel or like a lead magnet, where now you got the lead, now you got to nurture the lead and you got to go down that journey. I'm showing people how to get straight to the money here, like how to figure out what audience segment to target, put the right offer in front of that audience segment, run them through your call booking funnel, get them on the phone, and close them on your high ticket service. So it's going to be the speed to cash that's going to make it more appealing to most people, I would think.
Absolutely. And that's exactly why we brought you in here, because during the early stages of building this presentation out and discussing what's going to be best for our audience, our team discussed with you how could we give people the fast result so that way they can give a fast quality service to their client. And there's something about someone booking an appointment. Could you just unpack a little bit about that psychology, that subconscious mindset around clicking the link, picking a time, putting in your information, and then in the early stages for, let's say, the agency or the SaaS operator, knowing if the email's right, knowing if the phone number's incorrect, to disqualify them. Could you touch on how you advise your clients on this kind of process of elimination?
Yeah, for sure. The psychology behind it is they're coming to you, right? You're the authority, you're the solution, versus more like a cold outreach or any type of cold method, where the way that we're presenting ourselves is we're presenting ourselves as the authority, as the solution to the problem. We're the pleasure to their pain, right? So they're going to see us as an authority and the expert that can help them get from where they're currently at to where they're trying to go. And there's a lot of psychology twists there versus trying to cold outreach or begging people to hop on a call or sign up for your service. It's more putting you in a place of authority and a place that you can scale as well. Because once you have this set up and you go through everything that we're about to go through now and your KPIs are right, you can really scale this to the moon. And at that point, you never have to worry about where your next lead or sell is going to come from. Once you set this up, it really turns into more of an evergreen machine. Sure, you got to tweak it. And just like a car, there's maintenance that needs to be taken care of over time. However, it really turns into a cash flow funnel for you.
And thank
A
you for
cash flow.
sharing that. And I know the next series of content you're going to go over here, it's obviously the offer matters. It's what you're offering, what story you're sharing, whether it's video, content. What's the first impression like? I'm excited. Thank you for unpacking this, because in these master classes, Jason, and to our audience that maybe it's a little more advanced than some others, we get so many people that jump on at the same time. And I just want to make sure that although you may be aware of this as part of our audience, there are new people jumping in that might have some questions that'll give you a perspective or a way of thinking that, oh, I never thought of it like that either, because they're at a different stage than you. So I'm excited what you're about to unpack next. I appreciate you just letting me get in depth here, because if I was the expert at this, I'd be presenting it. But you're clearly the man to get this done. I'm gonna throw the mic back over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. The biggest thing to know on this section about market awareness is that we want to target people that know they have a problem and are currently seeking a solution. We're not going for the bigger audience that we have to educate and nurture for the next 3 to 6 months, convince them they have a problem, convince them they need our product, convince them about the solution. They can let them stay over there in their own segment. We're looking for people that are further along the awareness stage, that understand they have a problem, a bleeding neck problem that they need to fix and they need to solve ASAP. And they're in the marketplace looking to solve this problem. And here we are, the solution to the problem. That's the people we want to serve. That's the fastest way to the cash. And that's the most scalable way to hit the market first. Once you maximize that audience, you can start going backwards a little bit with education, like earlier in the funnel, but you don't want to start there because it's very expensive. And if you can't sell to the hottest segment of the market, you're definitely not going to ever sell to the coldest segment of the market. So we want to go right after the people that know they have a problem, know that there's solutions on the marketplace, and they're currently in the market for that solution. And we're going to put our offer in front of them and get them on a call and sell them. So that's what I want everyone to take away from understanding your market. So now let's get into how to craft irresistible offers that your market can't refuse. The most critical part of your funnel is the offer. No matter how good your ads, copy, or funnel design are, if your offer doesn't resonate with your avatar, your funnel will fail. A well-crafted offer speaks directly to the specific outcome your clients want. Your goal is to create an offer that closely aligns with that exact result. So this is really where you should spend most of your effort, is crafting your offer. A really good offer can compensate for poor marketing, funnel design, and follow-up to an extent. However, even the best designed funnel in the world, best creatives, best copy is not going to compensate for an offer that nobody wants. So you really want to put the most effort into your offer creation. So let's talk about how to make your offer stand out. So I see this a lot where a lot of people fail is they're not unique enough. They don't understand how to position their offer to the market, and they sound like everyone else. It's very important that your offer stands out in the marketplace. So even if your service is similar to others, you need to differentiate yourself by offering a fresh approach or a unique pathway to get the desired result. Because your prospects aren't interested in the same old thing. They've likely tried it before and had a negative experience with it. They want something different, a new plan that would deliver the results they're after. They don't want to hear that you'll run their Facebook ads, or they don't want to hear about all the features necessarily in your CRM. They want a new plan, something fresh that's going to get them to where they need to be, because chances are they've tried Facebook ads in the past. They've tried Google ads in the past. They've tried SEO. They've tried all these things in the past, and they have a negative experience attached to that. So even though maybe that is your delivery, you have to differentiate yourself in that market by standing out differently. So I'm going to show you weight loss new plan examples, because weight loss is a category king at taking the same thing and making it look different, right? So here's how the weight loss industry positions the same outcome, losing weight, in different ways. So you have the keto plan. Keto plan says lose up to 15 pounds in 30 days while eating bacon, cheese, and steak. No need to count calories. Just follow our custom keto plan. Then you have micro counting. Shed fat without giving up your favorite foods. Track your macros for a balanced approach to weight loss and get visible results in just 6 weeks. Then you have intermediate fasting. Get lean without dieting. Intermediate fasting lets you eat what you want while you still lose 10 to 12 pounds in your first month. Or weight loss with supplements or low carbs. Drop 20 pounds in 60 days by cutting carbs. The reality is there's all of these different weight loss programs that are just new vehicles, but it's the same desired outcome. The outcome for all of these are to lose weight, but the positioning changes. And the reason that works is because now people believe this new method is the solution they've been looking for and will finally work. So when you're crafting your offer, you need to present this new method, this new vehicle, this new path that's going to finally work for them, even if the outcome is still the same outcome of everything else that they've tried in the past. You have to position yourself as something different.
Jason, could you share your opinion on with this offer? How much, if any percentage, should you mention price in this? So, for example, if one of our audience members here is trying to attract customers from a SMB style software that works with business owners, just a basic CRM. They're looking for SMB CRM users, not agency or marketer funnel users, right? And let's say they're using a couple of different programs that are out there for the SMBs. Should it be a price positioning? Should it be more of a ease of use? Like, how would you take that example you shared for this kind of CRM transfer process?
Yeah, exactly. So that's where we're about to move on to the framework to craft irresistible offers that your market can't refuse. But I will touch on the price point because I don't necessarily dive deep in that. So
Perfect.
I would not show the price unless that is your number one competitive edge and you want to just race to the bottom, right? But you show the price like because you're saying you're the cheapest priced out there. And yes, you may catch a segment of the market that is very aware of all the solutions, and they're literally just comparing apples to apples, and they're looking for the cheapest price. They're like, okay, you do two-way text, you do funnels, you do emails, you do phone numbers or SMS, and you're $49 and these other companies are $97. Unless you're trying to compete on price, which is really just a race to the bottom, I wouldn't ever compete on price because you're trying to present this new plan, this new mechanism, and there needs to be all of this other components to your offer, and you got to be able to articulate that and sell that on the call. Then you show your price. But especially for like high ticket, you don't want to show your price because you haven't had a case, you haven't been able to build a case to actually sell them on the value of your service. So the only time you would want to show price is if you're the cheapest in the market, and that's certainly a strategy. But for most people watching, I would think that wouldn't be their main strategy because it is a race to the bottom. Commoditizing yourself and you're just saying, hey, I'm the cheapest. I do everything they do, but I'm the cheapest. Sign up for me. That's a strategy, but it's typically a strategy to the bottom. Like, I'm going to show you how to create an irresistible offer that your market can't refuse, that you can sell for 1,000 a month, 2,500 a month, 5,000 a month, right? Having a SaaS or CRM component with potentially done for you or done with you options as well. So most of my clients that I work with, they're selling more high ticket retainers. They're not selling the lowest priced product they can sell. So I wouldn't put the price in the ad unless you're trying to say, hi, I'm the lowest priced commodity bucket of most aware people.
Then
That's
this
what I
may
say.
not be for you then. Like this may not be for you if that's the case,
Yeah,
because then you really don't need to put too much time into figuring out the mechanics. You just put a calendar and throw a bunch of money to get a bunch of cheap bargain hunters. And what you're sharing here is in your example, Jason, you have clients that have high ticket offers, and that means their avatar, their customer, their audience has money to invest. They have real businesses, they have real initiatives, they have budgets, they have the
sure.
importance that they want to solve for. So I think that's important for us in the audience to remember, is that you got to solve big problems to get big ticket pricing. If you
Yeah,
solve small problems, then you're going to get bargain hunting pricing.
that's what I was going to say too. You want to solve big problems. The bigger the problem, the bigger the amount you can charge for that. Um,
Thank you.
and
Appreciate
it's
you.
usually the same amount, right? Like you can play small or big, but the effort's going to be the same. So you might as well go big and play big. If I'm going to put the same effort into $100 a month client, I might as well turn it into a $3,000 a month client. So it's just switching my approach to the marketplace. And it's actually more work for the lower ticket.
Just say that again. That's for a fact.
So
I mean, I've
perfect.
seen stories, man, and I love how you touched on that, because sometimes we just think it's a numbers game. It really isn't a numbers game. It's a strategy, KPI, listening game, at least in our industry.
Yeah, 100%. So who wants the step-by-step framework to craft irresistible offers that your market can't refuse? A proven framework that you can implement today and craft an irresistible offer that's going to get these high-ticket, problem, solution-aware people booking on your calendar, ready to give you money. Then let me know in the comments.
Zoom chat's on fire, man. That's the go right there. And wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, definitely engage with us. But I think we got the green light on this one, man. Let's rock and roll.
Perfect. So it's 6 steps. Step 1 is identify the ideal client, understand their core pain, define their desired outcome, set the time frame, craft the core offer statement, and remove the risk. Let's break this down. Step 1 is identify the ideal client. The question that you need to ask yourself is, who is the most qualified high-end client you want to target? That goes back, John, to what you're saying earlier. Let's don't think about the small, like who is the most high-end person I want to serve? Clearly define your target audience. Who are they? So in this example, our target audience is I help dentists who specialize in dental implants. The reason it's dental implants is because it's high ticket. They can sell anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 cases. This is like cosmetic procedures, emergency procedures, but it's dental implants, replacing teeth. It's very high ticket. So once again, I could go after the dentist that does cavities on one side that's charging very low ticket, which means they're going to pay me low ticket because it's a small problem to fix. Or I can go on the whole other side of the market and I can do the same amount of work for people that are getting $50,000 versus $50 a treatment. So in this example, I help dentists who specialize in dental implants. So step 2, understand the core pain. This is the problem that they're facing. So the question I have to ask myself is, what is the specific pain or problem my ideal client is struggling with? I need to identify the pain point that my solution or offer addresses. So in my example, dentists that sell implants, they struggle with finding financially qualified leads that, I'm sorry, they struggle with financially unqualified leads that waste their time. So they're dealing with a bunch of leads that are not financially qualified for dental implants. That is their core pain that they face. Step 3 is define the desired outcome. So the other one was pain, is the problem, pain. This one is the solution, the pleasure. So the question I need to ask myself is, what is the most desired result my ideal client wants to achieve? Focus on specific measurable results that align with the client's goal. So in my case, they want to consistently book and close dental implant cases. That's what they want. So now it's time to set the time frame. What is the realistic time period to achieve the desired result? This is just how long is it going to take you to achieve the result? 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. My example, in just 30 days. Now, this is when it all comes together, John. When you put all the elements together and make the cake. I gave you all the little ingredients, and now here it's coming together. So here's a template for you guys. Go ahead and screenshot it. I help ideal client achieve desired outcome in time frame by unique process without pain, right? I help ideal client achieve desired outcome in time frame by unique process without pain. So here's our dental example. I help dentists get more dental implant cases in 30 days using AI-driven appointment funnels without ever wasting time on financially unqualified leads. And really, that should say call booking funnels. But I help dentists, that was my client avatar, get dental implant cases. That's the number one thing they want. In 30 days, I put my time frame on it by my unique process, which is call booking funnels. And then without the thing they don't want, which is wasting time on financially unqualified leads. So here's a quick tip on that unique process portion of the template here. Your unique process or mechanism sets you apart from everyone else. John, you remember earlier when I was saying how important it is to set yourself apart from everyone else in the marketplace, even if you're doing the same thing. So like for dentists, I typically run Facebook ads. So do a lot of other agencies, but I'm not sitting here going in the market saying, I'm running Facebook ads or I have the cheapest Facebook ads. No, I'm giving my process a unique mechanism that makes me different. Because when you can say, this is my solution, this is why my solution works and others haven't, now I'm offering something new and unique. Just like in the weight loss examples earlier, maybe they tried keto, but now there's intermediate fasting. It's, yeah, keto don't work. You got to do intermediate fasting. Oh, you did intermediate fasting? You got to count calories. There's always a new plan where they're like, yep, that's why it didn't work either, because I wasn't on the right plan. I had the wrong map. So I was going to the wrong destination. So everyone
I see a few comments here, clicking for a few folks here. Would that be in the form of a naming convention? The so-and-so, right? Like you say, the so-and-so framework. Let's say for dentists, they call it a process. Can you give us an example of how you would stand out with that?
Yeah, everyone has a unique mechanism, right? You just need to think it through. Your process of how you get the result is your unique process. It is your mechanism. You just need to throw a name on that, right? For me, if I'm using AI appointment funnels or AI agents, then that is my unique mechanism. Yes, there's part of that is Facebook ads, part of that is copy, part of that is HighLevel. There's maybe 10 different stages, but what am I going to call this overall process that is my unique process or my unique mechanism. And that's what really makes me create a one-of-a-kind offer and gives me a competitive edge, even in the most competitive markets, because nobody can have my mechanism because I'm the one that created it. I'm the one that put a name on it. So I looked at, yes, there's 10 different steps here, from researching my audience, writing ad copy, doing creatives, building a funnel, implementing this AI agent, implementing all of these things. But what is this called? I need to give this process a name, and that name that I give it is my unique process. It is my mechanism, and nobody else has it. Therefore, nobody else can compete with me because this is my plan, my vehicle for them that's new and fresh and unique. And the reason they haven't been successful in the past is because they've been on the wrong plan. Now they're on this plan, and this plan works to get this result that they're looking for.
So if I were to package up grandma's delicious bread pudding recipe, me having it grandma's homemade best bread pudding recipe would be the uniqueness of it, the naming
Yeah.
convention. I wouldn't necessarily put all the ingredients and all the time and hours and everything that gets to that.
No, you would give it a special name, right?
I
And
love
then
it.
that's what makes it different than everything else. It could even be the same ingredients as everything else on the market, right? Like grandma's chocolate chip cookies really have the same ingredient. They got the chocolate, they got whatever else in the chocolate chip cookie. I don't know, but it could be the same 15 ingredients, right? But maybe it's a certain way that grandma like mixes the dough together. Maybe she lets it set longer. Maybe she uses
Yes.
a special chocolate chip that nobody else knows of, right? And that one thing or all of those things creates a new mechanism or a new process that makes it different than every other chocolate chip cookie on the market because it's unique and it's completely different.
Man, I'm ready to run some paid ads to a booking funnel right now. You got me pumped up here. Thanks for just unpacking this here, because for those that have been doing this for a long time, sometimes we just need a little bit of a, I'm on the right path. Maybe just my avatar or my audience has changed. Maybe the ad spend requires a little bit more. I didn't miss the ball because I stopped binging YouTube and watching everyone's methodologies. I don't have to relearn everything. It's just some tweaks that maybe changed over time.
Absolutely.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
we're just getting started here. So
I know.
if you're
I know. I
watching
know.
this on Facebook, drop some fire emojis. If you're watching this on YouTube, drop some comments. Give us some engagement, guys. Let me know your questions and let me know if you're enjoying this. Let's keep going here. So, step 6 is remove the risk, and this is where you see guarantees. So, the question you need to ask yourself is how can you remove the risk for the client? And you can do that by offering a strong guarantee or a risk reversal. So let's dive into the types of guarantees that you can offer to add that risk reversal. So number one, you can do a results guarantee. You can do a conditional guarantee, a qualified guarantee, sorry, or a performance-based guarantee. Let's dive into each one of those. So a results guarantee is basically if you don't achieve X and Y, I will Z. So an example is if you don't get 5 new cases in 30 days, your next month's on us. That's a results guarantee. It's one of the more common ones. A conditional guarantee. If you do 1, 2, 3 and don't get X results within Y, I will Z. So if you follow all of our steps and you don't get 5 qualified leads in 30 days, we'll refund you. Qualify guarantee. If you are criteria and don't get X result within Y time, I will Z. So an example of that would be if you have, this could be a database reactivation offer. If you have a database of 10,000 leads and you don't get 100 appointments over the next 90 days, we'll refund you in full. Performance-based guarantee. Only pay X percentage now and the rest when you hit X result. So pay 50% now and get the other 50%, and we get the other 50% when we hit 20 qualified leads. So now here is a results guarantee in action in my offer from earlier. I help dentists get 3+ dental implant cases every 30 days using AI-driven appointment funnels without wasting time on financially unqualified leads. Get 3+ cases in 30 days or we'll refund you in full. So that's me using that risk reversal, that guarantee right there at the end. So now my final irresistible offer here, after going through the template, because I'm going to remove the I help. That just helps me get in the right mind frame. So my final irresistible offer here is get 3+ dental implant cases every 30 days with our AI-driven appointment funnel. No time wasted on financially unqualified leads, guaranteed or your money back. That would be my final irresistible offer that I'm going to put to the market to dentists that need dental implant leads. They know that their number one problem is financially unqualified leads. So, John, do you think if you are a dentist and you logged on Facebook and every day you're thinking, I need more dental implant cases, like that's what grows my practice. I need dental implant cases. Everything I've tried on the market doesn't work. I've tried the Facebook ads, I've tried the Googles, I've tried the YouTubes, and nothing works. Everything I get is just unqualified leads. They have no money, right? And if you logged on and you saw get 3+ dental implant cases every 30 days with our AI-driven appointment funnel, which you've never heard of, it's a new vehicle, and you're not going to waste any time on financially unqualified leads, which that's been your experience in the past, and it's guaranteed or your money back, would you be interested in exploring more?
I've worked with dentists that have done thousands of dollars in the yellow pages, and I've worked with dentists that have done thousands of dollars with agency grade coaching and service fulfillment. And I think if I was a dentist that had money, had a real business, had belief in myself and my practice, then this would be something I'd hold you or someone that's doing it like you accountable. I say, yeah, this is the fine print. This is the agreement. Where do I sign? And where do I
Sweet.
submit my claim? But if I'm cheap, if I'm hoping for everything with nothing invested, if I'm just hoping that insurance pays for these things or I just get luck, then no, this seems too good to be true. And that's just from my
Yeah. Well, yeah,
experience
right.
seeing these people. But for someone that's got a
Yeah.
real problem with real money, this is it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny that you bring that up because who do you want opting into your appointment funnel, right? Do you want the tire kickers or do you want the real businesses with money, with budgets that are serious about solving their problems? That's who
But I
you
put
want to come on board.
But Jason, I put my marketer hat on and I'm thinking, all right, what is the likelihood that I get a bunch of appointments like this? Aren't they already working with somebody? And then this other side of the brain is like talking me out of it. So I never do it. And I just stay stuck with either cold calling, cold emailing, or spending, like low budget type of efforts.
Yeah, I like that you brought that up because that's a big thing too, right? Like people, especially in our industry, face like imposter syndrome. That's all mindset of the things that you're thinking there. So it's important that you have the right mindset when you build your offer, you feel confident about your offer, that you can deliver on your offer, and you go all out with it.
But I
And
appreciate you
also, I'm
breaking
glad
down the mechanics on this. The mechanics is so key. You literally broke down each step of the way. This is the recipe to grandma's bread pudding.
Yeah, this is the recipe. Exactly. And I'm glad that you brought up the contract because this is actually very important, right? So when a lot of people, I hear people say stuff like, oh, I don't want to offer guarantees. I don't like all those guys that are doing guarantees and guarantee this and guarantee that. But they don't really understand the psychology of the guarantee and what it actually means. Yes, you don't just go out there and randomly give a guarantee. When I'm given the 3 dental implant cases guaranteed, there's stipulations behind that. I'm not a magic wizard. I can't just make things happen. I'm not a genie, right? Like you can't just rub the lamp and it's John, Mr. Dentist, like you want 3 dental implant cases? Ah, right? There you go. Anything else that you need, right? So that's unrealistic. That's not going to happen. So of course there has to be fine print. It's not a, oh, I gotcha, or oh, here's the catch. But if I'm going to guarantee something, there has to be conditions behind the guarantee. It's just common sense. If anyone thought there wasn't any conditions, well, then they're going to be set up for failure and the wrong expectation. So here, it's important when offering guarantees to be very specific in your contract about what the client must do for the guarantee to apply or how it might be void. So in our case, when we did the results guarantee, if you don't achieve X and Y time, I will Z, right? So our offer again is get 3+ dental implant cases every 30 days with our AI driven funnel, no time wasted on financially unqualified leads, guaranteed are your money back. So the fine print, which you would see at the bottom, would be you must spend $7,500 per month, respond to all leads within 5 minutes during business hours, and provide feedback on every appointment under notes within the CRM. Failure to meet these requirements will void the guarantee. Okay, so how did I come up with this, right? I didn't just pull this out of nowhere, out of thin air. Like I know because I'm in the market. That's why you need to also understand your numbers. I know in this market that for dental implant leads, I can convert a dental implant lead, for example, for $2,500 or maybe even 2,000. So usually you want to give a little bit of margin there for different markets. But let's just say, also keep in mind, guys, this is an example, right? Don't go running this offer and taking my fine print and just thinking everything's going to work beautifully. I'm showing you frameworks and templates that you can apply to your business to either improve your offer or come up with other offers, but you got to put in the work to figure this stuff out. So for an example, if I'm going to guarantee 3 dental implant cases or 3 whatever, I need to understand what is it going to realistically cost to generate those 3 deals. In this case, let's say it costs $2,000 or $2,000 to $2,500 with a little bit of margin in there. Then I know to get 3 dental implant cases, if it costs $2,500, that's $7,500. I can't expect to get 3 dental implant cases for under $7,500 if I know it cost $2,500 per dental implant case in ad spend. So therefore, of course they got to spend $7,500. That's the way the money math works. So if they're not going to spend $7,500, I can't guarantee the 3 cases. Also, of course they need to respond to all leads within 5 minutes. Like if they're not responding to leads, they're also not going to close the cases. And then yes, they need to give me feedback over every lead so I can tweak my strategy as needed. So these are the requirements for the guarantee. It's not unreasonable, but you need to make sure that you're setting the proper expectation with the guarantees that you offer. So when people don't like guarantees, they don't understand that they just need to set the proper expectation. Now, what if they don't want to spend $7,500 per month? Totally cool, right? We can still help you, but you don't get the guarantee because the guarantee takes $7,500. You want to spend $5,000? Perfect. Let's move forward, right? Like you don't have to always even use the guarantee if they don't qualify or they don't want to do the fine print. So that's how you sell with guarantees. And it definitely helps your conversions if you have some type of risk reversal or guarantee. How does that sound? Is all that making sense so far?
But according to the chat here, people are starting to click. And I know we spent a little bit extra time on this, but we talked about this before us kicking this off, that this is not for everyone, and this is not a crash course. It does require some experience and knowledge, or at least it could be the starting point to know what to be aware of. And you hit a lot of important bullet points here where don't just take this offer and run with it. Results will vary. Results are not guaranteed. You need to know the money math. You need to understand what are the pain points for your customers, or if you're doing this for your customers' customers, for them to get customers to their business. However you're running this, there is a framework that you've shared here. And
Exactly.
isn't unique information. This has been repackaged and optimized and tweaked based on your expertise, helping businesses generate appointments and funnels results. There's a lot to unpack
Yeah,
here,
and
but I do
remember
know.
too, yeah, and also remember too, like I'm using the money back guarantee because I understand the market. But if you're just now getting started, you don't. That's why I showed 4 different offers here, right? So 4 different guarantees. You could also do your next month's on us. If we don't get the result, we'll try again for 30 extra days. There's other things that you can do. It does always have to be refund, right? It could be we'll work another month, we'll give you partial refund. There's a lot of different ways you can spend that, and just working for free an extra month also works well. You don't always have to give the money back. And there's also the criteria, right? What do they need to have for you to get the result? So these are just things to think about. And ultimately, if you had to, you could ultimately leave the step 6 off. The step 6 certainly makes it more irresistible, but you don't always have to have guarantees or remove the risk. In a perfect irresistible offer, you would, but you can get started without that as well. But I would look and see if there's anyone in here. It could also just be, we'll get your appointment funnel live in 14 days guaranteed. Like, it doesn't always have to be the money, or the result also doesn't have to be as strong as mine with 3+ dental implant cases. It could also be whatever your market wants, right? It just depends on what your ideal client wants. Maybe they just want a website or whatever, or just any type of funnel. But that's what we're doing for the dental implant stuff. Okay, cool. So let's go over call booking funnel structure. So the most important element in building a funnel is simplicity, right? Outside of the offer. So most people make funnels too complicated. The key is to say the right thing to the right person, nothing more, nothing less. Just one wrong message or extra element can turn prospects away. So to avoid this, you remove any unnecessary or unclear items and focus on clarity, simplicity, and the result your audience wants. So this makes it easy for us. It's all about keeping it simple. That's why we're teaching you simple call booking funnels. So the call booking funnel has 3 steps: the opt-in page, the calendar page, and the thank you and pre-call guide page. The step 1 opt-in page, the purpose of the opt-in page is designed to sell the prospect on booking a call, not purchasing your service. So remember, it goes back to what you were saying too, John. Like, we're not putting the price on here because we're not trying to sell them on anything right now. Actually, what we're trying to sell them on is click and learn more. We're not trying to sell our whole service here. And I see a lot of people do too much selling on the front end. And that really messes a lot of people up, because you don't need to sell that strong on the front end. You just need to get the attention, pique the interest, and start taking them down each stage here. And I got a really nice illustration here that I'll show you on that. So just stick with me. Just know step 1 on the opt-in page, the purpose of this is designed to sell the prospect on booking a call or clicking that button right there, actually learn more. You want to keep it congruent with your ad, reinforcing the same ideas and keeping their interest high. So remember, our ad was about getting the 3 dental implant cases every 30 days. So that's congruent with the ad that they came from. We don't want to talk about 3 dental implant cases and then they come here and we're talking about teeth whitening or general dentistry or whatever. It needs to be very congruent from ad to step 1 in the funnel. Now, the opt-in page copy on the pre-headline, which is this little yellow headline at the top, you usually want to call out something that addresses their main pain point. So, struggling to consistently book implant patients. And then the headline, state the outcome of your solution. Get 3 dental implant cases every 30 days with our AI-driven appointment funnel. And then the subheadline would be no time wasted on financially unqualified leads, guaranteed or your money back. And then the call to action, keep it clear and simple. That could be like book your demo, take the next step, learn more. That's pretty much the whole copy structure of the opt-in call booking funnel. It's very simple. Now, what you're looking for on the opt-in on step 1, if you request name, email, phone number on that first opt-in, when they click the button, you're looking for 10 to 15% opt-in rate. If you are just getting name and email without the phone number, you're aiming for like 25 to 30%. So go ahead and take a picture of this, because this is a key metric that you're going to want to know if your funnel is going the right direction or not. So 10 to 15 with name, email, and phone, 25 to 30 with name and email only. Now, step 2 is the calendar page. And the purpose of the calendar page is designed to get prospects to book a call and answer qualifying questions. So the copy on this page, you want to keep it clean and simple and, once again, congruent. So you can see over there again, select a time to discover how dentists are getting high-value dental implant cases every 30 days. It's congruent with the step 1, and it's congruent with the ad. So one thing that we really do here for the qualifying questions is we use a HighLevel form in the calendar. So when they select their time, You can attach a form on there, and we use the BANT framework, which stands for budget, authority, need, and timing. And we want to ask these questions on our form. So for budget, what is your monthly budget for new clients, patients? Authority, are you the decision maker for your practice? Practice is marketing. Need, what is your biggest challenge in attracting new dental implant patients? And timing, how soon are you looking to get started? So this is what's really going to qualify the appointments coming in and give you some context on who's booking the call. Now, here's a
Jason,
bonus question. Yeah,
with that form, do you make any of those fields required, or you just leave whatever they decide to fill in and use it as the process of elimination
I
or
leave them all
qualification?
required.
All required.
Yeah, how serious are you about solving your problem if you can't even answer a few questions before getting on a call with me?
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate
So then you can add this bonus question, which take a screenshot of this question is really valuable, and I've implemented it for so many funnels. There's a lot of psychology at play here. I agree to show up at the time I've booked. I respect the value of my time and others and will give you at least 24 hours notice if I need to reschedule. Yes, I value my time and others' time. No, the world revolves around me. I add this to the form right there at the bottom. And obviously, if they say no, I'm canceling the call. I'm not even gonna do the call, right? And surprisingly, people do put no. But when people check yes, now they've made a commitment to not only me, but themselves, that they respect and value people's time and they value their own time, and they're going to show up on time. So this really helps out a lot. If someone does end up needing to reschedule, it helps with them reaching out to you ahead of time instead of no showing. So that's a really good question. Now, the booking rate goals here. So you're really looking for a minimum booking rate of 30% and an optimal booking rate of 50%. So that's like after they went through step one and now they're on the calendar page, what percentage of people are booking through. So then step three is the thank you page with a pre-call guide. Booking a call is just the first step. You need to ensure they actually show up, right? And you do that by building excitement and providing clear next steps to keep them committed. Best practices for that is have a thank you video on the third step, basically reconfirming their decision, thanking them for booking, making them feel good about it, and getting them excited by sharing case studies, results, whatever you can share with them to get them excited that's congruent with everything else throughout the funnel. For an example, here's how we helped a dentist secure 3 high-value implant cases in the first 30 days working with us. A couple of best practices here. You want to, on the next steps page, that page under the video, is tell them to add it to their calendar and RSVP to confirm. That way, what's in their calendar. Encourage them to arrive 5 minutes early. If it's a Zoom call, tell them if they need to reschedule to let you know at least 24 hours earlier, that you set this time aside just for them, and have them watch the video on the page, read case studies, testimonials, whatever you have on that page. But you don't just want them to book. You want to give them the next steps, right? They book, hey, John, thanks so much for booking. My name's Jason with Dental Implants Fast, and I can't wait to have a call with you to show you how we're getting dental implant cases like clockwork every 30 days without wasting time or chair time on unqualified leads that are not financially qualified for dental implants. Watch this case study on how I just helped Dr. J get $100,000 in dental implant cases in the first 30 days working with us, and then read the steps underneath this video. And I look forward to seeing you on our call. Something like that.
You definitely have said that before and done that before because you hear the confidence. And if you said that in a video, it just gets them a little bit of a preview of that next micro moment. And there's no surprises.
Yeah.
There's none of this. We don't start the conversation like amateurs where, oh, what is this going to cost me? Or this is, you don't walk
Yeah.
into a high-end dealership of a vehicle or whatever product and start being cheap. And I think that's where you're getting at for the high
Yeah.
ticket. If you got all these processes in place, Jason, don't waste my time because you've done these micro commitments, and now I've sent you a video so you know what you're walking into. We're gonna close this
Yeah,
relationship
absolutely.
together. And I just want to. I'm
Yeah,
kind of thinking out loud here because I know you do this every day. I don't do what you do every day, and I know our audience who's tuned in, that's committed to the time, may not do this every day. So I just want to make sure they understand that this isn't just extra steps to look good. It's extra steps for them to look at us as professionals and that they're going to pay a premium.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it creates authority, it creates trust. It's just you can read books in topics on raising children, right? Or even pets. If you have this, it's the same concept, right? If you have little children, or if you're a pet mom or dad and you have a new puppy, if there's no structure, you know what happens? It's complete chaos, right? It creates anxiety, it creates stress. Um, Kids will wild out, dogs would chew and use the bathroom all over everything. But when you create an atmosphere of structure and next steps, and this creates ease, and you understand what everything looks like. You understand the next steps. Perfect example, like if you're going somewhere new, okay, it starts at this time. When we get there, I know what to expect when I walk in. They're going to have dinner at this time. People are dressing like this. If you're answering all the questions, well, do you feel good about going? If I just call my boy John and I'm like, hey, man, I'm picking you up. We're going to this event. Actually, I'm in your driveway. You're going to be like, what? Like anxiety. What do I wear? What do I look like? What's the event? What can I expect? You want to take, it's almost like you're at one side of the street with your prospect, and you want to hold their hand and you want to walk them step by step across the street. Like you got to guide them through the path. So doing these things create authority, and they create trust in the relationship already.
Okay. Thanks for unpacking this. And just, we're going a little bit extra on time here. And I know that you've been generous to block out this buffer time. So I know there's a lot more here for us to maximize and really take it to the next step. I'm going to do my best to just monitor the questions that are coming into the chat, consolidate those questions while you're going over this, trying to process some of my notes. And then I'm going to leave some questions towards the end. I just want to make sure that you can unpack this at a digestible pace for yourself and for the audience. That way they can take this and run with it today. Start today and start
Yeah.
repackaging your offer to attract the clients that are going to make a difference.
Absolutely. And also, I'm showing people on a super high level, right? So regardless if you're just getting started or you're currently struggling, I'm showing you exactly what to do, and you can potentially see your results skyrocket. This isn't theory and maybe this will work. It's go implement this and start seeing the results come in a lot quicker. I'm shortcutting 5 years plus of it, for me, 10 years of education in a workshop that you can take and implement and shortcut so many years off of the learning curve. So here's just a couple of like just things to do to know best practices. I see stuff like this happening all the time, especially with newbies. Keep your URLs clean. Go in there and edit the URL. So /booking. Don't have like /funnel copy Jason ABCD /booking. Because once again, it creates that consistency. It creates that trust. Clearly name each page, whatever the topic is. If you hover over the top of a page tab, if they're on the booking page, say booking page. Don't say like high-level funnel or something, right? Call booking funnel. No, booking page. And make sure you use like a image in the SEO tag when you're sharing it, where it resonates with the target audience, and use clear CTA buttons. And also make sure that it's mobile optimized. Most of your traffic is going to interact with your funnel on mobile. So after you get done with your funnel, make sure it's mobile optimized. All the elements, images, text, and everything is perfectly optimized, and it flows properly on mobile. And one way you can do that, you can send it to yourself on your phone is one way. But also, if you're on desktop, you can right click, and on Mac, it's inspect. On Windows, it's probably something similar. And you can actually at that top, actually, if you can see here, you can click this little icon and you can select all these different mobile versions here, and you can see what it looks like on mobile, on all these different mobile devices. So that's a little hack. It's very easy to do, but you definitely want to make sure that you're properly optimized. And one thing that I really want people to understand here is that copy is not just the ad. And that's why I keep saying congruent. You need to be congruent with your copy throughout everything. When I say funnel in this particular context right now, it's not just your step 1, 2, 3. It's everything from the second they see your ad to step 1, step 2, step 3, to the email follow-up, to the SMS follow-up. I'm talking about A to Z, start to finish, from the first eyeball on your ad or message all the way to that cell is copy, and everything needs to be congruent on that. When I'm saying that funnel, A to Z. So I want to talk about really quickly how to improve your show up rates. And you can use something called the show method to drive higher show up rates. Because remember earlier, everyone that books is not necessarily going to show up. The S in show rate is set expectation. So you want to make sure prospects know what to expect on the call, like we talked about earlier, just setting that proper expectation, clearly outlining the purpose of the call and the value they'll gain from the call. H is highlight value. So engage the prospect with meaningful content before the call, showcase your authority and the impact of your approach. So for an example, I may have content that says, see how our implant funnel helped Dr. Smith book 3 cases in his first 30 days. It's all congruent content. You're not really whipping up a whole bunch of stuff. You're just saying the same stuff over and over. If that's what they want, you don't got to say a whole lot of different stuff. As a matter of fact, if you get too far off track, you're going to lose the interest. So the O stands for offer social proof. So you can build excitement and trust through testimonials and client stories, share case studies, success stories, educational content, video testimonials, whatever you have. If you're just now getting started and you have nothing, just show a demonstration. Don't show the whole thing, but just give little sneak peeks of what makes you different. And then the W is time reminders. So you want to use strategic reminder sequences through HighLevel workflows for like email and SMS, basically outlining next steps and the call value. So that first email would go out saying something like, congratulations on booking your call to learn how to attract more dental implant cases. You've made a great decision. Here are the details of your call, date, time, link. On this call, you'll discover how we help dentists attract more financially qualified implant patients within the next 30 days. And then you just want to have a sequence. So typically you send that message immediately after they book call, giving them the details. Then you send them a reminder 72 hours before, 24 hours, and 1 hour before. And you can set all of those up in workflows. Pretty easy. And does that make sense before we jump into the ad? Take a little sip of my coffee.
Absolutely. And I think for the audience that's tuning in now, what questions do you have? What are you seeing when it comes to your type of offer? Maybe you've tried to run some ads before and you didn't run a booking funnel. What's your opinion of this now? How do you incorporate or at least prepare to incorporate this at some point for you or your clients? Let us know in the comments below because there's going to be a lot of supplemental responses here as we move along, where when Jason gets a chance to respond back to you, maybe give you a little bit more tidbits on it, it'll bring more clarity. Thanks for asking, Jason. I think we're right on track from adoption of this content, which is, I think, the biggest part of all is people to receive it well and in depth, which you've clearly have done both.
Perfect. So now I'm going to teach you how to craft ads that demand attention and convert ice cold traffic. So see, that's another thing that's really great about this, John, is you don't have to have an audience, warm audience. When you're putting an irresistible offer in front of the right person, it can even be cold. They don't even have to know you. It can be the first. I've set these things up in brand new markets where nobody knows who I am. And within 24 hours, I'm collecting cash because I understand their problem and I'm able to solve their pain. So when we talk about ads, we need to know that the ad is the entry point to the funnel. Its primarily job is to get the right prospect to click. So every element in your ad should work to drive clicks from your ideal client. So the purpose of the ad and the creative. So the ad's purpose is to create curiosity and sell the click. The ad's main goal is to spark enough interest and curiosity from the prospect to click. So avoid selling the product or service in the ad and really just focus on intriguing the prospect to click, because that's really the first step. We just want you to click the ad and get to step 1. I'm not trying to sell you on step 5 already. The first step is I'm trying to intrigue you enough to click the ad. Now, the image grabs the attention. So the image or creative asset is your ad's first point of impact. It should be visually striking and relevant to your audience and create a pattern interrupt that immediately captures your prospect's attention. So the headline should highlight a benefit or result that speaks directly to your prospect's pain point or desired outcome. And that should lead them down a slippery slope to the CTA. And your goal is to sell the click. How do we do that, right? We do that by using the AIDA framework, which stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. I have good news for everyone on the call. You don't have to be a pro copywriter to craft ads that demand attention and convert ice cold traffic, because now you can use this simple framework and create winning ads time and time again. So let's dive into this framework. So the A stands for attention. So you need to first grab attention with a bold statement or hook within the first few lines of your copy that stops your ideal client in their tracks. So the first few lines are critical. Your ad must immediately get their attention. So think of this as a headline that speaks directly to your core client's problem. So in my case, that would be how dentists are securing 3+ high-value implant cases every month without wasting time on financially unqualified leads. If I'm a dentist and I'm tired of wasting time on unfinancially qualified leads, and I see this in the first line of a Facebook post or ad, you have my attention for at least that moment. Now, once you have their attention, the next goal is to pique their interest. Here, you're not introducing your full solution. Instead, you're connecting with the prospect by empathizing with their struggle. So we're making it clear that we understand their frustration and we have a unique way of solving it. So for me, it would be most dentists struggle to consistently generate qualified dental implant cases for their practice. And they're going to be thinking in their head, yes, that's me. So then the D stands for desire. So you want to create and build desire by presenting how your service or offer solves their problem and delivers their desired outcome. So you want to paint a picture of what they can gain and focus on tangible outcomes that align with their goals. So for us, it's our dental implant funnels generate 3+ implant patients every 30 days with financially qualified patients. Guaranteed are your money back. And then A is action. Just give them a clear call to action. So let's dive into the creative pattern interrupt. So the creative, which is the image or video, should be a pattern interrupt, something that stops your ideal client in their tracks and makes them pay attention. A pattern interrupt is anything that disrupts the usual flow of content in the prospect's feed. So you can use an image and a headline that is unexpected and it needs to contrast and be bold in delivery. So where a lot of people mess up with creatives is they make them look too pretty or they make them blend in. If I'm on Facebook and it's blue background, I'm using red images and yellow images. I want it to stick out. It needs to stop the scroll. That's the whole purpose of the image. It's not to be pretty, show lifestyle. It's that if I'm scrolling, I need something to, what roofer contractor, that's me, 30+ appointments. Okay, I'm interested. And that's the only goal, is to stop the scroll and then get them to read the copy. So best practices for that is use high quality, bright and contrasting images or colors. Keep the creative relevant to the offer, but different than the typical content they're seeing. Bold colors, red, yellow, orange, usually performs very well. And they're not always pretty. Usually they're ugly. Creatives have some of the biggest impact on ad performance. So small changes in color or text can significantly improve the cost per lead. So you want to test different looks and colors. And here's what I wanted to talk about earlier, the slippery slope. Now, when you're writing your ad copy, you want to think about a slippery slope. So at the top of the slope, the image gets their attention. And then the first headline needs to hook them. So that was my bold hook statement. And then the next line needs to make them keep reading, and the next line keep reading, all the way down to the call to action. So everything is just trying to sell the next thing. The image is trying to sell them on reading the first line. The first line's trying to hook them to read the second line, and then so on. And next thing, they're at the call to action. They're very curious to learn more. They click through, and now they're at your congruent opt-in page. Execute, evaluate, evolve. So Michael Jordan said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games, 26 times. I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I felt over, and that's why I succeed. Babe Ruth said, every strike brings me closer to the next home run. And Babe Ruth, one of the best baseball players of all times, had only hit 34% at bats. Kobe Bryant said career field goal percentage was 44.7%. Kobe took countless shots and wasn't afraid to miss. Understand that each one brought him closer to success. Even the greatest athletes miss more than they succeed, finding success by consistently refining their skills and mastering the fundamentals. In marketing, the same principles apply, where testing is the fundamental, and every test provides valuable data that guides us on where we need to adjust to win the game. So if these top athletes of the world miss more shots than they take and have to go over and over to refine their skill, as a marketer, you obviously can't just put one offer up or one funnel in one creative and think you're going to have a grand slam home run. Babe Ruth's only batting at 34%. How are you going to bat at 100%? Michael Jordan's missing hundreds and hundreds of shots. How are you going to score every single time? So you have to understand that this is part of the process. Tweaking your offer over and over, tweaking little headlines here and there, tweaking different creative colors. It's all part of the process to get to where you need to get to. You can improve what you don't track. For your funnel to deliver the best results, it's essential to track every step of the process. You can use high-level analytics to monitor how prospects move through each part of your funnel, and you can adjust any drop-off points according to the data. Now, let's talk about what to track here. So you have click-through rate, opt-in rate, booking rate, show-up rate, and closing rate. And the click-through rate is the percentage of people who click on your ad. The opt-in rate is the percentage of people who provided their contact details on your opt-in page. Your booking rate is the percentage of people who booked an appointment after opting in. Your show-up rate is the percentage of people who showed up for the call. And your closing rate is the percentage of people that you closed. Super easy to calculate these numbers. So KPIs based on 1,000 ad clicks. If in your typical CTR benchmark is 1% to 2%. So if you have 100,000 impressions, it's 1,000 clicks, right? It's just 100,000 divided by 1,000. That means you have a 1% CTR. And that's what you're going for. Your opt-in rate, you should be getting, like we said earlier, 10 to 15% for name, email, phone, or 25 to 30% for just name and email. Same stuff. Out of 1,000 clicks, 10 to 15% of that would mean out of 1,000 clicks, you would be getting to 100 or 150 people opting into your funnel. For the booking rate, based on the same 1,000, a strong booking rate is 50% with a minimum of 30. For 150 opt-ins at a 50% rate means that 75, I should have changed this to 75 up here. I see a typo, but so if 150 people opt in, 50% booking rate means 75. Like half the people that opt in actually booked on your calendar. And that's how you factor the booking rate. And then, of course, the show up rate is a solid show up rate is 60 to 80%. So out of the people that booked, you should be having 60 to 80 as a solid show up rate with a minimum of 50%. So if 75 people booked and you have 60 to 80%, you're looking at doing 45 to 60 calls, live calls. And then last, the closing rate, you should be closing at 15 to 30% with a minimum of 10. If you're under 10, you need to figure out where the gap is. Use funnel analytics to identify where prospects are falling off. If it's the opt-in page, the calendar page, this will help you pinpoint where you need to focus your optimization. So make small tweaks based on high drop-off locations, such as testing different headlines, CTA buttons, or adjusting elements on your funnel. So for an example, if they're falling off on the booking page, then you need to look at the booking page. Is the headline congruent? Do I have calendar availability? Is my calendar broke? What is going on there that I need to tweak? Now, one important thing here is you only want to test one variable at a time. So if you change too many things at one time, you're not ever going to know what works. So like I work with some clients, they want to test all these different things. And then who knows what actually worked, right? If we test three things, regardless if the numbers improve or get worse, we have no clue. So you have to be patient and test one thing at a time. If I'm going to work on my funnel and I want to tweak the headline, I need to tweak the headline and I need to see what my numbers look like after a couple of days or a week. I don't want to change my headline and change the CTA copy and change a bullet because who knows what works. So it's important to test one variable at a time.
There's a lot here, man. And I appreciate comments here, and the questions are much more deliberate and strategic than when we first started, right? When we first started, we're building the foundation. When we first started, maybe we were touching on the strategy, but this is the math, the science, the process, right? This is the proprietary driving factor that makes all this work. And I love how you put the money map. Like, this is the economics. This is the assembly line.
Yeah, this is how you
Like,
scale.
I'd have to read 4 or 5 different books, man. And then there's different philosophies, and then there's like different strategies, and then there's a whole bunch of YouTube influencing videos, and there's the raw educators, there's the technical in the weeds educators, then there's this unspoken, unless you're inner circle knowledge that you're not exposed to. To your point, you try to grab all this information from everybody and you start to mix it all together, you're going to get nothing. So to your point, one change, let it marinate, let it sit. And you said a few days to a week is a fair amount of time.
Yeah, it depends on how much traffic you're pushing to the page, right? Or
Yes.
how much you're spending. But you need the data. Like you need to review the data and you need to make sure that you're not falling under those minimum percentages we need to be successful here. Like these percentages I'm showing you in this money math that we're now going over, these are the economics. This is what it takes to be successful with the call booking funnel. Like I'm giving you the bumpers to stay within so you have predictability and you have profit here.
And I want to mention here as we're getting to the tail end of this, you don't have to do this yourself, but understanding it is important, especially if you're going to partner with somebody, especially if you're going to outsource this. You need to understand the fundamentals and the economics around it because you can lose all of your profit margins. And we haven't, Jason Ledbetter's teaching style and the amount of information he's given us, there's been very to little any promotion or any mention that if you're watching this and you're not a HighLevel user, he's got a special link below in the comments here that you can go ahead and get started with HighLevel and start applying this, but start understanding whether you're using something or nothing on how you can create your irresistible offer to do this for businesses with what you're learning here and then building upon that foundation. So we'll get into that a little bit towards the end here. As we start to change the chapter here, Jason, for someone that may be tuning in now and missed the first hour of what we've gone over in depth, could you just share with them?
Go back and watch it.
Yeah, but why?
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm showing you here is how to set up a call booking funnel where you can launch a super simple funnel on HighLevel, start running ads to your target audience, and within 24 hours be potentially cashing checks, right? That I'm not saying everyone's going to do that. I'm saying you can do that. If you set the right call booking funnel in place with the right offer and get in front of the right people, you're going to have people coming to you, inbound appointments, booking on your calendar, wanting to hear your solutions. It's the fastest way to get up and going, in my opinion. It's better than lead magnets that bring in freebie seekers, webinars that take weeks and months of edits and revisions to dial in. This is the quickest way to launch a funnel and start talking to your ideal clients that are ready to pay to solve their problems. And you are the one with the solutions. That's why you're interested in this masterclass. That's why you're interested in HighLevel, because you are someone that gets paid to solve people's problems. And this is how you get people booking on your calendar to pay you to solve those problems. And we're giving you everything you need, from how to build the funnel, how to craft the irresistible offer, how to understand your matrix. And now we're going into the money math. And if you stay to the end, like John said, I'm going to give you a special link to sign up for HighLevel. And I'm going to give you my call booking funnel that has generated over 50,000 appointments. How does that sound?
Jason, you got me so pumped up that I just want to say, hey, can we start from slide one and do this all over
Yeah, let's
really
start
quick?
over.
But that's how much value I've gotten out of this, and I appreciate you. We're getting into a little bit more money math and the economics of this. I'm going to throw the microphone back to you and put my student hat on.
Sweet. All right, cool. Let's dive into the money math, guys. It's very important, like John said too. And sometimes you may outsource some of this stuff. It depends on where you're at. But either way, you need to understand as the offer owner, as the business owner, as the SaaS owner, you have to understand your money math. Because if you don't, you're never going to scale. I don't know any company or business that has ever scaled that did not understand their money math. As a matter of fact, you probably do the opposite. You could go out of business. You need to understand your numbers and your money math. So let's go over those high level KPIs. I'm sure you've heard words like KPIs. What are KPIs? These are the KPIs. You need to be tracking your cost per lead, your cost per book call, your customer acquisition cost, your show up rate, your closing rate, cash collected, lifetime value, and return on ad spend. So go ahead and take a screenshot of that. These are the metrics that you need to be tracking. And I'm going to give you a quick overview on how to track these. So your cost per lead is how much it costs to generate a lead, right? Someone that opts into your funnel, that could be name, email, that could be name, email, phone number. And a super simple formula, right? You take how much you spent divided by how many leads you got. That's how much your cost per lead is. If I spent 2K, I got 150 leads, I'm spending $13.33 a lead. Super simple formula. Calls per book call, similar concept. How much did I spend? How many book calls did I get? That's how much I'm spending per book call. I've spent that same 2,000, got 50 book calls, spending $40 per call. Who wants to spend $40 per call to speak to potentially $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month retainer clients? It can be a great ROI. CAC, known as a customer acquisition cost, known as CAC. Same simple math. How much did I spend? How many clients did I get? How much am I paying per client? Spent the same 2,000, got 10 clients. I'm spending $200 per client. The show up rate we went over earlier, based on 40 out of 60 appointments attended, your show up rate is 66%, right? You just take the amount of appointments divided by the amount that showed up. So if I had 10 appointments, 5 people showed up, I got a 50% show up rate. Closing rate out of the number of sales I got, if I got 50 appointments and I closed 20 of those people, or I'm sorry, I closed 10. If I got 50 appointments and I closed 10 people, that's a 20% closing rate. Now, when you're closing on the phone, we're aiming for 20 or higher, but you at least want to be at 15%. To calculate your revenue, if you close 10 clients at 5K each, your total revenue is 50,000. So these are really simple formulas. You just need to know what you should be tracking. So you should have a sheet with all of these metrics on there, and you need to be tracking these things. And then ROAS is basically the amount you spent and the amount you generated. So if you spend 2,000 on ads and you generated 50,000 in revenue, that means you have a 25x ROAS. That also means for every dollar you spend on ads, you make $25. John, how many times would you invest $1 if you were getting back 25?
I say, where do I deposit bags of money?
Yeah, exactly. And that is the power of a call booking funnel, right? Once you set up your call booking funnel, you have created this machine that is bringing you inbound qualified appointments, booking onto your calendar that want to speak with you or your sales team or your salesperson to solve their problem that you already are going to have the tools to solve with HighLevel. And it's a matter, and then once you understand these KPIs, this is why I'm teaching you and going so deep, because then it gets to the point where you know by looking at all of this that every time I put $1 into my machine, I get back X amount of dollars. And now you have a predictable, sustainable business, and you understand if I want to make $10,000 this month, here's how much I need to put into this machine to make 10,000, right? That's the beauty of this. So just going over just as far as like the overall funnel, if you spent 2,000, you generated 150 leads, that costs you 13.33 per lead. You get 75 appointments out of that at a 66% show up rate. That means you're speaking to 50 people. You close 20%. You end up with 10 clients. 10 clients times 5K is $50,000 in revenue generated. And then you have a 25x ROAS. So that's actually like all the money math right there combined together. And that's what you need to know each month. That's what you need to know where you're at and what you're dealing with. So once again, you want to track cost per lead, cost per book call, customer acquisition cost, show up rate, closing rate, and return on ad spend. Those are the key metrics to track. Now, I'm going to quickly touch on troubleshooting your funnel, because even the best funnels will hit roadblocks, whether it's low opt-in rates, poor booking rates, high no-show rates. There's always going to be ways to identify the leaks in the bucket and make improvements. So as we went over the opt-in, you should aim for 10 to 15% on name, email, phone, or if you're just collecting name and email, 25 to 30. Now, if your opt-in rate is low, audit the funnel or audit the offer in the headline and make sure the value is clear, right? So if you drop under those matrix, you need to revisit the offer in the funnel. Make sure your headline's clear, the offer's clear, and everything is simple. Your booking rate, you're targeting 50% or higher at a minimum 30. If you drop below that 30, you need to audit your booking page. Is it simple? Are your questions not clear? Is there too much friction? Sometimes you might want to remove those BANT questions in the beginning just to get more people on the calendar. And then as you start getting too many people on the calendar or too many unqualified people, then you start to add those questions back in to create a little bit of friction. So you're only talking to qualified people. In the beginning, you can start without the qualifying questions. But then as you see problems like, hey, these people are showing up unqualified, start adding those questions in there to qualified people. If the show up rate is low, you want to target for show up rate, you want 60 to 80% of those people that book a call to show up at a minimum 50%. Now, if your show up rate is low, you need to ensure that you're using that show follow-up system with reminders and engaging content and clear instructions on how to join the call. Now, if you're attracting low quality leads, the first thing I would do is change the creative. You would be surprised, John. I've actually just changed colors of creatives or the image of the creative and completely changed the quality just by changing the creative. Sometimes you never know what's going to work. That's why you got to test. I may not like half the creatives I put out there, but it doesn't matter what I like. It matters what is the market wants. So if you're not bringing in the right people, start with changing the creative. Super easy. Won't take you that much time. If the creative doesn't work, try testing a better hook, that first 1, 2, or 3 lines of your copy. If the hook's not working either, then just change the offer, right? Because just remember, the ad should target and pique the interest of your ideal client and get them in the funnel. So if you're not getting your ideal client in the funnel, then you need to revisit the image creative, the hook, and the copy, because that is what's going to bring in the ideal person. And guys, that's how I generated 50,000 appointments using simple high-level call booking funnels. So I just want to say thank you for your time today. And as promised, I got a bonus gift for you. If you go to callbookingsnapshot.com, you can sign up for a free high-level trial, and I'm going to give you my call booking snapshot where you can just go in there and fill in the blanks for your funnel copy, your call booking page copy, and your thank you page copy. So that's step 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to give you that snapshot and give you a free trial of HighLevel at callbookingsnapshot.com. And that's already going to get you off to the races. Then you can go replay this video and you can go over the frameworks on how to create your irresistible offer, how to write your ad copy, how to fill your call booking funnel with the right people. And you'll have all the matrix and money math to scale this thing to the moon.
Yeah, and such a different perspective I've experienced today. Go ahead and grab a screenshot of this if you have not already. It has been a journey here, and this is probably one of our more in-depth master classes. But I'm so happy we were able to allocate the time to get through everything and really go deep into the mechanics, the action items. There's no shortness of action items here, Jason. Thank you for unlocking that, unpacking it, getting in depth. Thank you to all that are tuning in, that have spent the time with us, that have engaged in the comments. Thank you for those that are watching the replay of this. Whether you watched the whole session or joined the part of it, we're hoping you're walking away with the insights that click for you, that you can apply to grow your business using HighLevel. Jason, a big thank you to you, man, and thank you for sharing the expertise. I think that's the missing piece for a lot of material that we watch online these days. Is everybody's repackages thing. You really went down to the nitty gritty and showcased your expertise without showing off, right? Like without making it too good to be true. Like you really did an elegant job for all of us to understand. I just got a crash course on my KPIs and things that are going to drive my ROI and my bottom line. Jason, as we wrap this up, could you please leave us with a closing thought for those that are ready to get started, whether they're just getting started with your trial and your closed call booking snapshot, or they're getting ready to get started with their existing account and using your call booking snapshot? What could you leave them with before we end this master?
Yeah, it's just really important to take action. Take the knowledge that you just got. Even like John said, this could be a several $1,000 course. There's guys selling material out there that doesn't even go as in debt or has no real world experience behind it. You just got a masterclass on how I've scaled 50,000 appointments using HighLevel, grew multiple agencies, coaches, service providers. 4 of those agencies have actually been acquired for multiple 7 figures. So if you're feeling lost or not knowing where to start, this is where you start. This is the material that you use and put into action. You don't have to keep looking for other solutions. Take what you learned here and put it to practice, right? And some of it, if you're starting and you're really green and you're brand new, and it may seem like a lot, that's okay. Everything's a lot. It's a lot to learn how to ride a bike until you learn how to ride the bike, right? Everything is a lot in the beginning, but you have to take action. At some point, you have to go from being a consumer to a producer. So you've just consumed this information. I just laid out the blueprint A to Z on how to identify your target audience, how to create irresistible offers, how to create ads that convert cold traffic, how to build call booking funnels on HighLevel. I'm giving you the snapshot. You have the entire roadmap A to Z. I've scaled so many companies using this roadmap. Take it and put it to use and implement it in your business, and you will be surprised how quickly you can start dialing stuff in and collecting subscriptions, retainers, and big checks. You could go from 0 to wherever you want to go, whatever goals you set for yourself by just implementing this information. And I'll just end on this note. If you found this helpful or valuable, talk about it in the HighLevel community. Tag me. Feel free to ask me questions. And also, if you talk about that you like this material and you tag John and you tag people on HighLevel, they may ask me to come back and teach more of this stuff. So if you found value in this, then talk about it in the community, and they may invite me to be back, and it'll also encourage me to come back and teach on more stuff and dive into more of these details that you guys have questions on. So feel free to talk about it in the communities, talk about it in the comments, and I may be back with more if you found this valuable.
Look, you heard it right from Jason Ledbetter himself, HighLevel user, teacher, coach, mentor. It's now your turn to take action. It's your turn to head over to HighLevel, link below, get your free trial, share this video with your team, with someone that you believe can take advantage of this, start your account, put these proven strategies to work, and stop letting the excuses get in your way. Till the next masterclass, Jason, man, it was a pleasure, bro. Thanks for hanging out with me and teaching me a few things here, but also our audience. The comments are on fire, man. And if you're watching this replay, help us light the comments and restart the fire, because that's what keeps us going around here. Till next time, we'll see y'all.
See you guys.